Welcome to Diversity of Thought podcast. I'm your host, Kwasi Barry. My man,
Welcome home. Blessings and salutations, man.
best of
Always.
salutations. You know, I used to, one thing I used to hate, bro, when I see people on Facebook and the social media, Grand Rising Queens, Empress of the Earth, Exalted One. That drives me nuts,
But
bro. That's super woke conversation.
you gotta play special games from the sideline, man.
Mhm.
I don't
I guess
you know,
that's a new way to talk sweet, I guess.
we all here to reproduce, man.
So this is episode 2 of Public Diary. Public Diary is John public space, social media space. He has some incredible tweets and stuff, so I want to dissect this tweet because I saw this tweet and it's very, very interesting. So I'm gonna put this tweet on the screen, and I want you to break it down because you be talking and talking in riddles. So bring this tweet down with me because this is an interesting tweet. I get
I
it, but I want
get
to be
what you
able
mean.
to. I want you to be able to break it down into layman terms. Some people mightn't get it. Might go over some people head.
You know what? My public diary, I don't have to adjust for
Mhm.
the consumer. But all right, so sprinting's an unnatural pace for a body. The race end gets it back to its natural state. The sprints, their presentation. Natural pace is who they really are. End of race is your commitment, right? So I say hold off until you've seen them walk, right? So I'm using Shakari, I believe that's her name,
Gary Richardson. Yep.
just for satire. Like
Okay.
I love Shakari,
Mhm.
but the point I'm trying to make is, and this that tweet was gender neutral, is that you could only hold up a facade for but so long. You
Okay.
know what I mean? You know what I mean? The the generous man. That's the most
You know
common.
the crazy thing about it, right? You can stick it on the hold on a facade for so long. The one thing you can't fake is consistency. Can't fake that.
That's the end of the sprint though. You run out of breath, you
Yeah,
run out of money, you run out of femininity, okay? You run out of masculinity. If you aren't that person, then it will be exposed in time, right?
exactly.
So what I'm saying is take your time. Take your time, take your time, be slow. To some people, be slow for sex. Be slow to commit. Be slow to marry, but take your time. The old saying, what? You got to see them in different seasons.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I should be quoting him, but the brother Corey Holcomb says that you have to introduce some turmoil into your relationship to see how they would handle it.
Bro, he's a pariah for the collective. The collective hate him, bro.
But Corey Holcomb,
I'm from
Corey Holcomb,
Chicago too, so you know.
Corey Holcomb is what we would call an elder statesman. We're elder statesmen now. I don't even think you realize that, right? So
That's true. We're in the 40s. I'm in my mid 40s.
they call him
Yeah.
but the fact,
I'm gonna old head now.
but the fact of the matter is in our
Yeah.
community. In our community, we discard the older people. You know what I mean?
Sad,
We
right?
we discard them. You know what I mean? Where we should look to them
Mhm.
for the wisdom that they have.
I would say so. Let's differentiate, right? In my culture, we gravitate towards the old heads. We do this, and that's where we get our
So,
game
so
as from.
you're 100% right. You're right. I have to differentiate because
Yeah,
uh, the diaspora that is black is very separated. But
yeah,
what I will say is that um, the culture that we created, because they took the culture from us, the culture that we created
mhm,
um, is it dictates the way we do things. Perfect example is I got nothing against hip hop, but
mm,
hip hop is in a state of arrested development. We only allow a select few to mature past 20 something.
yeah. And rock and roll,
You know what I
rock artists is forever. So rock.
country western, every other we allow all of the other genres of music allow their greats to mature and change what they sing about and how they go about their business. You get what
But the difference, we gotta be realistic, right? The difference is the content. For the most part, you know, and I gotta be realistic. Their content is has no age on it. It's timeless.
Agreed. So check it out. But that's a problem in our community because I don't want to do what I was doing when I was 20. I don't want to do what I was doing when I was 30, you know? the culture glorifies stagnation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you change, you ain't keeping it real. You know what I mean? But not to go away from the tweet, right?
Yeah, let's get back to this video.
Yeah, not to go away from the tweet, but I think so. A wise man once said, right? Whenever someone is trying to rush you, right? They mishandled their own time. Whenever someone is trying to rush you, they usually mishandle their own time. And the way that pertains to relationships is some a specific collective kind of ages out of the dating market, even though they refuse to admit it.
Yeah, Rufus
You know
said
what
they
They
heard.
refuse to admit it. And it always goes hand in hand. Like if dating is about family and family is about marriage, then you can't expect, if the focus is family, right?
Mhm.
Family and marriage, then you can't expect the same experience when you can't offer one of those two. You can't offer a family at a certain age. And in my opinion, this is my opinion,
Mm.
marriage is about family. That's it. It's not about the wedding dress.
So if you marry young, it's about family. When you get married older, it's more like a business decision, to be honest with you. Always is a business, but it's on a business on a different level right now.
All right.
Like me, if I get married right now and stuff like that, it has to make sense, bro. It has to make fi-
Okay.
it has to make sense because I was telling somebody this. I don't take care of people, bro. I don't want to take care of people no more. I rather somebody come in and add to what I got going on. I don't want
Okay.
to take care of people.
So let's talk about what they say it is versus what it really is. The
Mm,
collective says that, yo, this is a covenant under God, so on and so forth, right? But the collective filed for divorce at a 70% rate.
yeah.
So we both go to an altar, in this religious covenant, right?
Mm.
And we make a promise to God, right? And somewhere in there, we change our mind.
But you know why the divorce rate is so high, right?
I just told you 70% filing rate.
Yeah, but you know why, right? Because of the advent of social media and what they see, nobody's satisfied with what they have. They get into it and then they feel like they're settling and they want something more.
So I kind of agree with you. The hypergamous nature, right, is a real thing.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that what the internet is showing, it's kind of hard to believe that this is the best you could do. That's the truth of the matter. And I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the collective. You know what I'm saying? They see their girlfriend got $100 bill roses. Somebody have a bow on a Tesla.
Mm.
Whatever the hell is relationship goals at the time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's compare, 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 compare. And the weird thing about the comparisons is like this is why I don't give advice, right? If you are not me, more than likely you don't have my life experience. Might not treat you the same way they would treat me. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? But they compare themselves to people that they are not.
Bro, there's the realest thing, son. I always get in relationship inboxes and memes and all this stuff. And for the life of me, and I keep saying it ad nauseum, I can't relate to this because I grew up in a different country. One, how I see relationships is way different. How I view how a man should be is way different. So I can't relate to this that you sending me. Please stop sending me. It's annoying.
All right, so what you got to
Mhm.
do is, uh, like, don't be sneak dissing. Go get
Okay.
that.
Sneak this in,
No,
bro.
no, 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 no. Because
Yeah, yeah.
when they send you little stuff, it's not by chance.
Nah,
It's
you
not.
know what it
It,
is. You
it's
know,
kind of like
it's chasing the fairy tale, bro.
it's kind of like
It's
being. It's
chasing
kind
the
of like
fairy tale.
it's kind of like communicating with someone on the dating scene, and then they're always telling you how they had these grand experiences, right? And the homies that tell me like, yeah, she say such and such and such, and I'm like, and you ain't tell her to go back to bro. You better go back.
Exactly.
You better you
But
better go
yeah,
back. You better go back there and get that. Cause I
bro,
cause
let me tell
cause
you.
I'm telling the bro, I'm like, bro, I know you ain't got that. Cut her
I'm,
loose.
I'm a big advocate for that.
Mhm, mhm,
You know,
mhm.
when I'm in a space with a woman and she keep complaining, she complains, I say, you know what, yeah, let me move out to your life so you can get the man of your dreams.
The fact is that.
And the crazy thing about it, the man they dreamed is me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But then it's
right,
too
right.
late because I live by rule. Never look back or return the salt.
So I
Now I'm
bet
done, I'm done.
respect that, right?
Ye
But you remember what I said on one of our shows? I'm like, yo, the best lesson you could learn as a man is how to be alone, right? And I'm not talking about like isolation. There's a difference.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if you get comfortable and if you get comfortable, right, and okay, there's a difference. You could be existing and you could be flourishing. There's a difference. If you could exist and you're just alone, then rejection doesn't sound so bad.
it doesn't.
You know
It
what I
doesn't.
mean?
It doesn't. And that's the thing with me. I'm comfortable being alone. The things that I'm into, like me, I said, and this is what I'm saving for the episode when we talk about depression. Japanese anime. That saved me from depression. I could do things that could take my thoughts away so I don't be consumed with the thought of a person. I know how to escape that. I'm not a big drinker, even though I'm having a drink right now. I'm not a smoker. I indulge in cigars from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to use these things to escape my reality, but I'm comfortable in my own skin. I could be by myself. I don't have to be around people. I don't have to be in a relationship to find happiness.
Damn self, right? I'm having a drink
Yeah.
right now. I took a year off and I came back, right? I,
Welcome home.
when it comes to
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm out here raw dog in life, right? So I think that as people, this is gender neutral, right? We try our best as soon as we feel uncomfortable, we
Yeah.
try our best to get away from that feeling,
Yeah.
right? So if every time you feel a feeling of discomfort and you get away from that feeling, you'll never overcome that feeling,
That's a
right?
fact. That's a fact.
So I'm the type of person that I'm gonna sit with it. It's okay. Sit with it.
So when did you come to that realization though?
I yo, I vulnerability. I was in a car, I was in my work truck,
Mhm.
cursing myself out. I was in my work truck cursing myself out, right?
Mm.
Like because I knew that what I was feeling, right? It wasn't productive. You know what I mean? It
Mm.
wasn't rooted in any logic or anything like that. It was just a feeling. You know what I mean? And I came to the space where it's like, it's okay. That's all I keep telling people when they're going through stuff. They come to me, it's gonna be okay. It's okay. That's not a rub on your back. It's the truth.
Is it true, yeah?
It's gonna be okay. Don't run from it. This is not no tough guy talk. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. It's
Son,
okay.
when I came to that realization, I went, hey, your boy was married once upon a time. So I was married, right? I remember Anna telling me like, Kwasi, why you stressing? It always gets better. And when I
Yo,
when I came to that take out so much weight off of me, bro. The realization that it always gets better.
talk
Yeah.
about that though. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that though. I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm
Mhm.
not talking about her specifically.
She give me some gems, bro. I always
No,
give
but
her
hold up. But hold up.
mm,
What do you tell the person trying to comfort you about the problem when they're the problem?
yeah.
What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know. Well, let's be clear. She wasn't the problem. But
You're like,
I don't know, like people, I say people lack of awareness, right? Because a good thing you say that, right? What do you say to somebody when they're the problem, and then is lack of awareness, bro? Is lack of awareness. Because
you know what?
if somebody close enough to, and and they can't tell that they are a problem, that's a problem.
So I've been in a I bet I've been in a situation where it was like you were so bad at being a mate, right?
Mhm.
You know the math is like you got zero, you got
Yeah.
positive, and then you got negative, right? They was so bad at being a mate that they was in a negative, right?
Mm.
Literally, they was in a negative. Well, like theoretically, they was in a negative.
Yeah, negative, yeah.
They finally got to zero. They finally got. They finally got. This is some time ago. This is some time
Yeah.
ago. They finally got to zero, right?
Mm.
That's the bare minimum,
Yeah,
right?
bro.
And they wanted a parade. Like you like you finally got to kindness, understanding, thoughtfulness. You got to know the level of awareness of the person you're engaging with. That's romantic, family, friendship. You got to know the awareness.
Mm.
They have a lot of people walking around this world that don't know what the experience of them is.
Son, I know what it is too, because I'm in therapy, right? My therapist said how we celebrate the bare minimum for children, right? When they do the bare minimum, we celebrate it. And that gives them a ceiling. They be in a comfortable space of just doing the bare minimum. It's the same thing to what you're talking about.
Exactly. No,
You
but
know?
the thing is, it's a difference. See, you're talking about a child, right?
Mm,
But if you don't ask anything of a child, they don't even care about the bare minimum. See, a child is in this world, how we receive children. A
mm,
child is their presence is just accepted, whoever they are. The collective is received the way children are received. It doesn't matter how they behave. It doesn't matter how they present, you know, they can present however they like. They're still beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? They
yeah.
can behave however they like. They're still worthy of relationships, love, wife. It's almost as if, nah, let's call it what it is, man. It's not real. It's not true. And
It's
the
a
thing
bubble.
is it's not true. If you don't have whatever you think you are in the world, if you don't have outcomes, you
Mhm.
don't have outcomes based on your beliefs, then you need to recalibrate. We don't tell people that. You could have the blind belief as much as you want. There's no level of manifest that's gonna get you what you want unless you do the work. You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work, bro.
It's just that simple. And I think that we excuse that a lot. You gotta do the work. We don't expect anything of them, bro. Like I was when I had my old TikTok, I was getting attacked, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, in the comments, they was cooking me, right? Before I got hacked. And I'm like, yo, y'all could describe a PowerPoint presentation on what a real man is because the collective has expectations of men,
Mhm.
but men aren't even allowed to publicly voice the expectations of them. We aren't even allowed to verbally without attack. It's
Yes.
like they're the judge, jury, and executioner, right? So they get to tell. So how commerce work? I don't have to tell you. You're a great salesman. You get what I'm saying? How commerce work is
I'm a
that
sales
you
god. I'm a legendary salesman.
believe that though.
Yeah.
So you present a product,
Mhm.
right? The way the market responds to your product is
Mhm.
the value of your product. You know, so perfect example, quick analogy. Skechers can't wake up one morning, right? The
Mhm.
CEO of Skechers can't wake up one morning, know their worth, and price their shoes as Balenciaga.
They can't.
Balenciaga is at the mercy of the sales market. The customers decide the value of Balenciaga. If the customers stop buying Balenciaga, they're going to either lower their rate or they're going to just go out of business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the problem is that we let them be the customer. We let them decide their value. No, you have to have outcomes. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Perfect example. What is your the man you gave a child to is your highest level. Your ex-boyfriend is your highest level. And then we got to go into the details of, well, did he actually commit to you or did he just hit?
This is shit.
Nah,
This one is crazy, right? This
nah.
one is crazy, right? I never thought about that.
We got
Ex
value.
ex boyfriend is your highest
Your highest
level.
that you're going to get.
So if you come into my world, I'm a gentleman of high esteem who happens to be an international man of mystery. If you come into my space, do you understand that this is a different level from what you come from? And you have to adjust who you are to stay here.
All right. So
I don't have to meet you at your level.
another thing we got to talk about is that
Mhm. You cooking, boy. You
another
cooking.
thing we got to talk about is right, like the man before me,
Mm,
right, is
mm.
always going to get more than what I got.
Yeah,
You don't gain value with usage.
yeah, that's a fact.
So
Boy,
so
you
so so
cooking, we born again, cook,
so
boy, but you talking the
no,
gospel,
no,
boy.
no, because no,
You're getting
because the thing
value.
is,
That's my
but,
Facebook. That's my Facebook.
but check it out. But check it out though, right? So,
Mhm.
but as they get more use and experience,
Mhm.
right? Their expectation rises. Like they're not dating. They're not dating like this. They're
Mhm.
dating up as they get
Yeah,
older. But
yeah.
with more use, they don't gain value. That's not how. That's
You're
not.
getting
No,
value,
hear
bro.
me out. Hear me out. Look at me, brother. You're my brother.
Yeah,
We are allowed to say what goes as men when it comes to dating. We
yeah,
we are allowed to say what we value. They can't tell
yeah.
us what we value. It's time and usage does not increase the value. So every
That,
time you get a new man, you're giving him less than you gave the last man. Okay, that's a fact, right? Every time you get a new man, you're giving him less than you gave the last man. And the thing is when they go from one man to the next man, they expect more.
Son, you know it's crazy. The clips about to go nuts. No, this is a good episode. This is a good topic right
So
here.
my
So
problem,
we gotta go deep. We gotta go deep for that. Pause.
one thing I'll never do is go back or forth with a woman about what they value. A woman's values is her values. Who are you? Who are you to talk to her about her values? But that goes both ways, brother.
That goes both ways.
Men, it's
And
just like men can't have preference, men can't have value. You understand what I'm saying? If we respect or love ourselves, we're sassy. We got to start speaking to this
you
because
know,
the
my
fact of the
grandpa,
matter,
you know, it's crazy, right? My grandfather used to always tell me, "A chop in water leave no mark." So if you take a machete and go to the ocean and it chop, it will leave no
no
mark.
more. And
You
you
know
know
what
what
I'm
else?
saying? So you gotta be careful when you're dealing with women. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
tell you
You
something.
gotta be careful when you're dealing with women
I'm,
because a woman will chop down and come and lay in the bed with you and be like, worship me.
so
Nah,
so
son, you speaking the gospel, bro.
so Lupe Fiasco once said, right, he said, "My circle of influence is getting bigger, like the ripples on the top of ponds." Right? I never Enemy of the State mixtape. I never forgot that line, right? Because it's so applicable to life. There's certain people in this world that think that they can drop a rock in a pond, right?
Mm.
Disregard the ripples. Never mind all everything that happened based on that one action. I'm allowed to reinvent myself. I'm allowed to become whatever I am. No. Every time you our actions continue making decisions for us going forward.
Mm.
We make one action and it continues making decisions for us going forward. You don't drop a pebble in the water and stop the ripples. There's a ripple effect in life. We have to be responsible for our decisions.
Nah,
Every one of them. There's every decision we have to be responsible for. And this is gender neutral. I think only one side we accept that, yeah, you did it, that was your decision, right? You laid down with her, right? It don't matter the however many 20 something versions of emergency contraception, even after the fact, you know what I mean? Impregnate,
mm.
you made that one decision and the ripples kept going till you became a father. Okay? We
Yeah.
understand that. We understand that and we live and die by it. But we won't speak on the decisions that they make and how it keeps making decisions for them. But time. We don't gotta do
Boy,
nothing.
you was cooking this episode, bro.
I'm the villain. I'll be the villain because no, we need a
you,
villain.
yeah, you was cooking this episode. It's a dope episode. Well, with that being said, this concludes this episode of Public Diary. Tune in next time. Like, subscribe, and share. Diversity of Thought Podcast, Public Diary segment. Peace.